Oops. Hello. This is a roll of vinyl flooring. That's a van, and this is a guy who's never installed it before. Let's give it a crack. This stuff is a lovely wood effect. Well, I'm hoping it's lovely. I haven't actually opened it up yet. It's a wood effect vinyl floor that I'm hoping is going to give some nice kind of warm tones to the inside of this van. By the way, if you're wondering where I am right now, I'm in my new workshop. I moved here only recently. There's a video up here if you want to see the moving process. Seeing as the walkways in this van are so narrow and condensed, I decided to splash out on a high quality vinyl that I was confident would stand up to long-term wear. Oh, looks pretty nice. Right, so we've got a few steps ahead of us. The first one being that we're going to get the factory edge on the vinyl flooring here. That's the straight edge at the top or bottom here, up against one of the sides of the van. This will ensure that the pattern that's printed onto that vinyl floor is straight down the van, and it's not going to be like off askew when you look down the thing. And then once we've done that, we're going to figure out a way of fixing it down. How do you... Other people made this look so easy. There we go. Okay, so I'm already getting difficulties trying to lay the factory edge against the side of the van. So I'm going to rough cut out this wheel arch to see if I can relieve some of the tension and, you know, make it possible to lay this corner down and check my alignment. Oh, it cuts pretty easily. Oh, that is super satisfying. I think I've already trimmed too much. Pillock. But this corner here, you can see there'll be a tiny little notch there from where I rough cut it, but I can't pull it back because I've already got a small gap around the wheel arch here. I don't want to have to do it, but I think if I just spin this 180 degrees, I've got so much excess on that top corner there and the step, I think I'll be able to work around it. Okay. That was the test run. Unlike before where I tried to sort of cut the vinyl floor to its final size straight away. God, what a kerfuffle. This time I tried rough cutting the vinyl closer to its final size to make it conform to the curves better, particularly around the wheel arches. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. So I'm going to start actually cutting around this wheel arch now. Did I just cut my microphone cord? No. Now this still didn't turn out quite as good as I'd hoped, but it was slightly better than before, so I cut my losses and moved on to the front of the van. Gorgeous. I don't know if I've got like a thicker vinyl or something like that, but I'm finding this a lot more difficult than it looked when other people did it. Seems that when other people did it, they were able to like really like fold it into corners and like get a really nice template, but for me it's just like, there's no chance I'm getting it back there. Like, yeah, it ain't happening. If this is thicker, I know I'm not going to regret that later. I'd rather it be much more hard wearing, but just be aware it will be significantly harder if you choose this stuff. I wasn't too worried about this area being perfect because it was going to be hidden by a ledge that will be scribed to match the front seats. The step going into the van, however, was nice and easy to cut, and I'll be hiding and protecting the exposed edge under some sort of protective trim, whether that's wood or metal, once I've finished working on the step area later on. Blimey, that was actually quite difficult. A lot more difficult than other people made it look, I must say. I'm about 70% happy with the result I got. Fortunately, most of the areas that I'm unhappy with will be hidden by like cabinets and the shower and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, man, that's hard. That's really hard. All right, so next we're going to start thinking about the adhesive, and I got supplied this double-sided tape. So I'm going to put this around the edges of the floor, and then this is going to be used to stick the sort of middle down. And we're going to do this by lifting up half the floor, sweeping away any kind of debris and rubbish that might have worked its way under there, get the tape down first around the edges, and then get the adhesive down to sort of stick the middle bit down. All right, so I'm just going to give it a little mix, and then I've got this adhesive spreader thing that I'm going to use to spread it. Oh, it's thick. Just go for it. I was half expecting to flop it down and then it all be completely misaligned after how difficult it was to cut to size, but that's actually lined up pretty well. Just got to push down some of the edges now and move down to that side. So I'm just kind of looking along the floor now using the raking light from back there, and it looks like it's pretty good. It's laid flat really nicely, no bubbles whatsoever. I'll definitely give it another once over later on, just like walking over it, but for now, that'll do. We'll start moving on to the back now. I was actually kind of apprehensive about this adhesive application stage, but it turned out to be much easier than expected. The only thing I'd say here is these spreaders exist for a reason. Don't skimp out and try and do it without, because it made the job much easier and cleaner. Okay, and just like that, that is the vinyl floor down. Now this experience was interesting because not only was it harder than I expected, but it was also easier than I expected. Harder in the sense that I'm not too happy with the result, but those sort of rough areas are going to be hidden anyway. But easier in the sense that this only took me like 2 hours to do with filming. And I guess if I really think about it, had I spent longer, the result probably would... Anyway, never mind. It's actually not too bad. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.